Today, we need to talk about V saying to not treat him a certain way during his recent show. We also have V found in an Indonesian actress's home. We also have the stock changing recently of a company over Jimin. So hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Hit it or not, make sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on. Grab your dumplings, hit spilling mug merch, and let's go. The group probably has the biggest buying power compared to any celebrity or group that we have seen in the past. Every time the boys touch something, they sell out, and I'm not exactly sure why. Is it because people want to have everything that BTS touches, or is it because you're genuinely curious if it's a good product or not? But of course, with this much buying power, any brand or company is extremely lucky to have BTS and often will pay a higher premium for it. And the boys know this, so I highly doubt they have any problem securing any specific brand they like. McDonald's has reported to have paid BTS almost $9 million to do their campaign. Now, I can't exactly find the exact number, but the BTS meal was released globally, and they apparently sold $5 million worth of meal for just South Korea and the Philippines. This is not counting US sales, so they likely made way more than they paid BTS. It's almost a guarantee that BTS's endorsement will make money. Recently, it was announced that Dior received a new ambassador, and it's none other than the beautiful Jimin. I would say Dior or Chanel makes perfect sense for Jimin. These particular brands are softer and more elegant, very similar to the look and vibe that Jimin gives off. Jimin's dancing and Jimin's energy very much matches the whole vibe of Dior. My first thought when I read this was a conflict of interest, because back in 2021, the entirety of BTS signed with Louis Vuitton. And Dior and LV are both luxury brands. However, the contract with LV could have ended. Or Jimin signing a new contract with Dior might be okay, as they are somewhat different vibes of a luxury brand in my opinion, but who knows what happened behind the scenes. I think what actually ended up being the most surprising is it was reported that Jimin's signing led to a huge rise in Dior's stock prices. In fact, apparently one of the highest stock prices Dior has ever seen. And just to give you an idea, for one Dior stock, it used to be under $10 and now it's over $700. And if you're unaware, the prices come from demand, not how much the company actually sells. So it's easy to think that the more sales a company gets, their stock rises, but there's not always a correlation there. Investors will simply buy more stock because they think the company will do well. And since everyone is buying those stocks, the company has the ability to raise the price to lower demand. And in this case, with Jimin coming on, investors must have felt like the Dior stock would do very well, and they wanted to jump in on buying the stock as they anticipated to go further up soon. As for the actual sales of Dior, I do not see that they will sell less or not sell as much as they would want, because simply Jimin wearing Dior either at a red carpet or at the airport would no doubt increase sales, as he looks so good in it. He makes the perfect model, as clothes look so good on him and his proportions are good, which makes people think that they'd probably look good in them too. But we'd be quickly disappointed once we get it and realize we don't look like my hubby Jimin. I am loving a lot of the new moments we have seen of the boys, but we are getting a lot of older moments that have come out and start to recirculate. BTS did a series called In The Soop. They did 2 seasons as a group and then 1 season with V and his friends. And of course, I think HYBE has ownership of that brand, so they use it for the group 17 and stuff like that. I really like the series because they don't try to over-edit each moment and make it jam-packed with things. They let the episode breathe, and you get the same vibe that each member probably got being there, like very chill. The particular moment I am talking about today was after dinner, and the BTS boys were sitting around and they were playing a card game. The game gets a bit confusing, but basically it has an element to it where it's like Among Us, and there's an evil person that you have to guess. So when they do adventures and stuff, each member has the right to reject things they don't want to do. And then from that, you can guess whether this person is evil or not. Why did they reject this? Must be part of their evil plan. So there was a moment where Taeyang was asked about a quest and he rejected. And then all the members asked him why he chose to reject. And Taeyang replied to say simply because he didn't like how the member who initially asked if Taeyang would reject or not, how they treated Taeyang. So Taeyang was like, I just don't like how he didn't choose me. And he was a little upset over how this other member treated him there. I think this is very cute, and this level of petty is what I aspire to be. Taeyang is so funny and also has a very soft heart. He tends to remember these things and not hold grudges, but he remembers. And it makes for a very funny episode where we can see his true self. I think we all know someone like this. I think I'm a bit of this type of person personality as well. That is why Tang and I are perfect as husbands, because we are so alike. Joking, of course. But I do react to actually all 3 seasons of In The Soop, 2 with all the members and the one with Tang and his friends, over on Patreon. If you would like to join the limited $1 tier, I will link that all down below. We always have a great time over there. But this hasn't been the only thing Tang has been seen with recently. I think armies are piecing together what the album might sound like with all the random stuff Tang has been putting out. Tang has a very old-timey taste in music. People like Michael Bublé, Bing Crosby, Marilyn Monroe seem to also be an inspiration. And he likely also takes inspiration from people like Audrey Hepburn too. Tang recently posted a story where a song by Matt Maltese called Curl Up and Die. He is a younger singer, but his music is very indie or soft pop. People think that this might be an indication that his new album will be this soft pop / jazz sounding thing. And I would love it if it was. I think that matches Tang's voice so well, and especially if this ends up being so different from what BTS usually does, it would be very interesting. Now, of course, all the members don't intentionally mean to hurt Tang, and there's so many people that want to share their love with Tang. We actually have an Indonesian actress who was recently spotted next to Tang, and people were having a good laugh. I also want to say, I know this is not like big news. The thing that is weird within the K-pop fandom is that a lot of people think that the only thing that should be talked about are big things, like an album release or a collaboration. But journalism can literally just be for fun stuff. I mean, we'd like to hear about it. But let me give some backstory on this story. There's an extremely popular Indonesian actor named Danny. He decided to go on a holiday with his family, and they ended up posting several photos and pictures on Instagram of the vacation. Now, one photo ended up catching news reporters' eyes and ended up being heavily reported. Danny is a big fan of Tang and BTS, and even has a life-size Tang cardboard cutout in his house. In this particular photo on Instagram, one of his actress friends named Celine was seen gawking and getting intimate with this Tang cardboard cutout. Danny said that the friend was someone who hallucinates and is hallucinating a relationship with Tang. But that is just your normal fangirling like me. We are delusional together. People were saying that it was very cute to see such a beautiful actress be in love with Tang, and also see Tang in what they believe to be her home or someone's home. Basically, the fact that Tang is in an intimate space with another beautiful woman. I think for the fandom, it's still quite shocking to see that they're really beautiful as K-pop fans. But of course, K-pop would have all sorts of people. As K-pop has started to become mainstream, and we start to see these idols appear alongside mainstream sports players, big commercials like McDonald's, we start to realize that any people from any different looks and races can love K-pop and BTS. And of course, people from different levels of success as well. As both Danny and Celine are extremely popular and successful actors in Indonesia. I think Tang would very much appreciate the cardboard cutout, and if the actress did decide to leave with the cutout, it would be even more hilarious. I would personally try to take it so I could have one, because how is everyone getting these cutouts? Are they for sale somewhere? Can I get a BTS cardboard cutout to put when my birthday comes? But what do you think about Tang's quote-unquote not liking how the other members played the game with him? How do you feel about Jimin's deal with Dior? And do you think the Indonesian actress was flirting with a Tang cutout? Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos, link down below. I think it's just a lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.